I'm in the bathroom and I'm having an argument with them, but it's a one-way argument of me just cussing the fuck out of them, just losing my goddamn mind. And I'm like, fuck you, fuck this, blah, 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 blah. Da, 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 da. I get out of the bathroom and my dad from across the house basically was like, sounds like that was a good conversation. And I was like, oh, fuck. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Dad Strong. We are back on the airwaves. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. I'm going to say it's a good thing, but it can be very dangerous with the three of us. So we're going to see how things go tonight. Welcome to another week. We appreciate you tuning in. If you're new here, we talk all things dad. My name is William. We've got Tyler here and Q. We talk all things dads, fitness, health, jokes, all the good stuff. So today's topic, before we get into things we're going to be talking about a little bit deeper, is breaking, I guess you could say, the cycle, or potentially breaking any cycles. How we were raised from our dads, and trying to use what worked and things that didn't work, and kind of breaking the perpetual cycle. So we'll get into that a little bit of deeper topic a little bit later here. But first, as we start, as always, we'll get into dad jokes galore today. So we should come up with our own set of jokes and see if we can get the other person. Tyler's been on a roll lately of guessing everybody's damn punchline because he's a jackal. So
I don't know if I got any last week.
We'll run it off.
It's just the one that we were recording together. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, I was mad about that because he got like 3 of mine. I was pissed. So Q left me hanging, fucker.
It's my jizzab.
All right, who's rolling today?
You said he was researching there. Let's go.
Yeah, I've had a few, devil and dabbling. I think I got one for you, though. All right, after an unsuccessful harvest, why did the farmer decide a career in music?
The farmer decided a career in music?
Yeah, after an unsuccessful harvest.
Something to do with hose?
Okay.
Yeah.
Close. He had a ton of beats. Come on. Come on.
The only thing that had it in my head was like, let us turn up the beat. And I was like, nope, that's not the right punchline.
Okay. All right, Will, what you got, man?
Well, I'm happy to say that just finished my first day of my excavation training. So far, I'm really digging it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
All right. What do you call a dog that can do magic? That would be a labracadabrador.
Ooh, I was close. I was good.
You were close. Yeah. 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 We still researching, Q?
I keep finding
All right. Well, also, speaking of jobs, I did used to be a bartender for the mob. Don't know if you guys knew this, but it was a whiskey business.
Super whiskey. Didn't get a chance to go to the Mob Museum in Vegas last week, but maybe the next time we go. All right, what's the best part about living in Switzerland? I don't know, but the flag is a big plus.
Oh, me. Y'all want to hear a joke about paper? Never mind, it's terrible. Let's go.
Oh. Did you see that the fight between the film stars?
Film stars. All right, Grandma.
Who Chuck Norris and them?
It was Star Wars.
Oh.
How does cereal pay its bills? Checks.
Oh,
You know,
damn it.
check cereal.
Yeah. My brain went straight to Rice Krispies for some reason. I'm like, how do I snap crackle?
You
Yeah.
ain't had no Snap Crackle Pop in a minute.
Why couldn't the bike stand up by itself?
So I was leaning on his kickstand.
No, it was too tired.
That was
I knew it. I said 2 tires in my head. So I was like,
I thought you guys were
man.
gonna get that one for sure.
I
Oh,
knew I've heard the joke, but I could not remember the
yeah.
punchline. I was like,
Oh,
God
dang.
Too many of
Yeah,
them. I'm
so
like, ooh, I know.
I just couldn't think past tense for some reason. I was like,
Mhm.
tires,
well,
tires.
and in recent news too, I feel like we should have like definitely some Chuck Norris ones, just because R.I.P.
Hey, I was just talking about it when I said it. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
Mhm.
What was it? I saw a few of them that I was dying with. Oh, he said it himself. I loved it. He's like, he doesn't do push-ups. He pushes the earth down.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen that one.
Um,
I bet
He
you
said
there's
I
some
got bit by a
pretty
cobra
dark ones. Yeah.
and then it died.
oh yeah, it was like,
Yeah.
oh, I heard I got bit by a king cobra, and after 5 agonizing days, the cobra died.
Yeah. Like,
I saw an interview. I don't know when it was, but the guy's in his house and he's showing a picture of him like with a tiger. He's petting this tiger. And the guy was like, "Oh, were you scared?" He's like, "No, the cat was it was really cool, and the owner, the handler was there." And he's like, "But then I was down there, and you just heard this, "Rrr." And then the trainer was like, "Okay, just back away slowly, no sudden
oh yeah, to
movements or
the
anything
tiger.
like that." And he's like, so the tiger backed away slowly. And you can see the host that's doing the interview was just like, "Damn it."
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good old Chuck
There's
Norris.
Dude, I didn't know he was 86 though.
I
Like,
That's
know,
pretty
bro.
good.
I mean, I knew he was old, but I did not know. And then they showed him like hitting the pads 4 days before he died. I was like,
Yeah.
he was like basically sparring with somebody. It sounded like he had an accident on vacation. I don't know. And then he just the next morning died. I was like, shit.
And, you know, I
That's a good.
will give him credit. Every workout infomercial he used to have as a kid, I'm like, I want that piece of equipment. And it was
Oh man,
always
Total
something
Gym can
extra.
get it,
Total
man.
Gym. The
Total
Total
Gym.
Gym.
You can do some work on
I
that
bought
thing.
one. Yeah, I bought one just for that thing. I was
Mhm.
like, man, if Chuck Norris uses this thing, I'm
It's
game.
in there. It's in
Mhm.
there.
And there's some of the movements he did make it look easy. And then when I got one, I was like, I got this. Oh man, I struggled so hard. So
Right.
hard. So
It's not like you, Chuck Norris.
He's got it on like the flat setting though.
no, he had it at the top.
Yeah.
I
When he
remember
first
that,
launched
yeah.
it, when he was still young and spry. So all right. Nicely done. Nicely done. So we're gonna go on to the next segment here. A weekly dad win or fail, or both if you got them. I know the other two gentlemen here have multiple kids, so you could have one of each or multiple, both. I just got the one. So yeah, we'll go here. And also, if you have any dad wins or fails, please let us know in the comments on YouTube or message us on Instagram or Facebook. You can even comment it on Facebook, and we'd love to share them with everybody else. So, all right, who's going?
Let us know. Man, I can start the day off, man. So
It already
me,
snowed, Q. We don't want more snow.
No,
no,
I'm ready.
me.
Let's go summer. Just go summertime.
Oh, me. Yeah, after today, much needed. Hey, I know, like, man, it was like a short winter, but the gloomiest one in a while. I swear it got darker early by like 4 minutes. You know,
It was
Yeah.
terrible. Vampire
It
season was in full
was
effect this
never
year.
definitely
super
was.
cold, but just wet and gloomy.
It's just ugly.
It was a
Yeah.
But yeah,
sad
so
winter.
going into the dad win of the week, man, having teenagers, so it really be not too many fails because they're kind of doing their own thing in life. They're kind of set their thing. All just got to make sure they stay on path. But a good win, man, was, just keeping it positive, man. Like I said, my daughter's starting her first job. She's feeling stoked about that. So I gave my daughter, I let her control the ox, all the way from here, all the way to written. And I
Ooh.
thought we was about to listen to some Baby Shark do. I got to remember my baby's 13 though. So she gets on there, hey, she 90 R&Bs it out. Like all straight
all right.
90 R&Bs. I'm just vibing. I'm like, okay. And I had to look like, who's on the aux? You know, like it ain't me. She's back there like, yeah. She's like, yeah, Dad, let me put you on this song. And I'm like, come on now. So we like it just set the tone to like we went out there, we're playing the team, you know, the team that we've been having some trouble with all season. All stars, like we're in a super league now. So she goes out there and
Is
just
it
sets.
Celtics?
No, it was Cascade.
No.
Yeah, we're from here, so we're playing their upper team, and it was a good game. You know, she ended up scoring the game winning goal. Shout out to
There
Yaya.
you go. There you
And
go.
like, yeah, so you know, proud parent, man. A beautiful day, beautiful soccer game, and it was just fun to just watch her grow up. Like now, I got to see she's 13 now. You know, playing
Yeah.
90s music. You know, I'm like, okay, you starting to develop a little character. Like, and
There
then
you go.
I had to look to her right, like some of the songs, like who broke your heart? You know, it was getting a little. So, but yeah, I say that was the win, man.
Nice. Nice.
That's good. That's
Tyler, you got
good.
any?
Yeah, I got I guess a win and a fail. So yeah, we took a trip to Vegas this year as a family, and or this last week, and you know, beautiful weather. Holy shit, like 90, 95.
Don't
Nice
tell
and
us.
You
roasty
still came back
toasty.
pale.
Uh, it's a light. It's a lighting.
Yeah, it's lighting my ass.
Well, no. So that
You
was
lied
just
to
it.
us. Last week you said you were going to come back with a tan.
I know
He did. He
we were a
definitely
little.
did. He said he was supposed to get the jump start on the 10.
Right.
Yeah. We were a little conservative on our sun exposure in the first couple days that we actually spent at the pool. So I was like, I'm not trying to get like, you know, all burnt up, you know, and not be able to enjoy myself here.
Yeah, you is come from Washington, so you a little fan.
But the kids didn't
Shit.
show that same restraint, and yeah, they both got a little bit of sunburn, you know. So like, I guess my dad failed is
yeah.
like so like at the place we're staying, they had a pool that was like family pool, and then they had the adult only pool up above. We're like, well, shoot, there's a lifeguard down here. We're gonna go up to the adult pool, so we don't have to listen to
Exactly.
the screaming and the hollering. But you know, we could have done a better job of regulating sunscreen, water intake, and getting them food because they were just like, you know, 3 hours straight in the pool, like go go go
I'm
go
about
go.
to
And
say, you know, you can't trust it. Yeah.
nah, we'd get out. We were like, all right, guys, we're gonna go and like you know, we have a show we're gonna go to or whatever it was, and then they're just like hobbling out of there, limping, all chafed and like,
Oh, God.
like, oh, come on, guys. Oh, you can't
No.
ruin yourselves before the day's over.
Right.
So that
You're
was
like,
that was
"Watch
a
me."
little bit, but I'm gonna piggyback on Q over pump up songs or like, you know, kids. You know, my son's 9 and he's playing his pump up songs, you know, the last like 20 minutes of the drive today, and pulling up in the parking lot listening to like Limp Bizkit break stuff. I'm like, all right,
Okay.
dude.
Okay. Yeah. Taking the move.
Dad, can we listen to the
I mean-
unedited version? I'm like, all right.
Oh, let it go. Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
it does.
Vibe.
It
It's
does.
a vibe.
It does.
Oh,
It hits a bit different. The unedited
it
version.
does, man.
So,
I get it. Yeah, certain songs I'm like, come on now.
right.
I
But
want
in
to.
that moment, you got to ride, you know, because you get to look back and see, like, I'm proud of you. I'm
Yeah,
proud of you. this
pregame.
moment.
Yeah,
You got,
pregame.
you got a
Come on.
taste. Come on.
Yeah.
Mhm.
What about you, Mr. Will?
I did have a win. I'm trying to think. I might have had a fail. Not really. The win though is not. So my kid, like his music is not aligned with me, so I won't. So I guess that could be a fail. But time he gets in the car, he's like, I want to listen to my music, and it's like Minecraft parody songs. So
He's at that
you know,
stage.
and then he's like, I don't drive far enough anywhere anymore with him, except when I come back from my folks' house. So then he's like, "Can I control the phone?" I was like, "Damn it!" So and there's
You gotta
and
put some rules up sometimes, otherwise you're not going to expose them to the music you like.
yeah, well,
if you don't expose them,
listens.
then
He
they're
listens
not
to
going to
all
jump
my
on board.
music too. Like I'll tell him sometimes. He's like, "Can I listen to my music?" No. Like you're gonna listen to what I'm listening to. But we've been watching he is old soul in a sense that he likes all the old cartoons. So, we watched old school Transformers and, then he got into Pokemon and we started watching Yu-Gi-Oh! And we literally just finished the whole series the other day and he was really pumped. But he has a set of Pokemon cards, but then he wanted Yu-Gi-Oh! Cards. Excuse me. So I found some on Amazon for like $8, but I got like 500 cards. I was like, oh. So he was super pumped to get them. We had him, and then he wants to battle with me, and I'm like, this game is way too complicated for you to figure out at 6 years old. But he was super pumped. We got some of the cards that were in the show, and that just lit him up. He was just like, oh my god, and like running around the house, and I got the Dark Magician, just losing his mind. And I was like, I'll take it. That was a good day. So,
Nice.
yeah,
It's weird to
yeah. The
hear
only
those
I guess
what's
Look,
called old
see,
cartoons.
Yu-Gi-Oh, man, I could always watch the show, but the card game, it was too difficult for me. I was one of them kids, like, it couldn't hold me long enough. I'm like,
So
all right, I'm just gonna play football.
I never played it, back in the day. I mean, the closest thing I got to it is like when the movie came out. Me and my
Yeah.
homie, we went to the movie as grown ass men to go see this damn movie, and then they gave you a card as well, and we both got no wait, he got the Blue Eyes White Dragon, and I got the damn Karibo. I was like, oh, this is some bullshit, but I never got into it. So now Cal, he's like, I want it. I got these cards, and I know some of the names from the show, of course, whatever the case. The writing on it, I guess it's not a dad fail. It's just a old fail because the writing on these cards is really fucking small. And I was like, do I need glasses? Because I can't see right now. I felt like my eyes crossed. And then I had to pull my phone up with the camera to
Oh
zoom in on the
no.
words. It's so small. I was like, what am I supposed to do with this? And he's like, I can only see like their attack powers. And I was like, oh, this is not good. I'm like, we gonna have to get glasses. I can't. Oh, this is bad. So I'm like, from afar, we do that. But yeah,
See,
Doing the
you got a big brother on and
holographing.
just make up things at the time. Like, all right, look, this hits you for 80 points.
I mean,
Yeah.
well,
You got a big brother.
If you stack these
he
two
knows it.
cards, man.
Yep.
Yeah, he knows it well enough to understand like the point wise, but he doesn't understand certain things. So like trying to coach him through like
Mhm.
summoning and all this other stuff. I was like, there's too many damn rules, Calvin. I was like, here's what we're gonna do. You're gonna pull a card, I'm gonna pull a card. Whoever has more attack power wins. He's like, okay. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, you miss an
Never
opportunity.
got
You
into
got to
any of
take
the card
advantage of it.
games, but
When my kids were little like that, I took advantage of everything. Like, ha ha,
Oh,
I mean, you can't eat that. You get sick. Or I'm like, look, I win because this says this. And they're just looking, you just strobe. It's just like, you look at them like, just maniacal, like, I love you. And they're just, I got to take this
oh
moment.
no,
It's
I
just
do that.
he's like on the
I
chessboard
do
going
that
like
quite.
tap 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 jump. I just jumped all your
no
people.
winning here.
Yeah. Oh no, I definitely do that when it calls for it, and then like
Yeah.
he talks some smack during video games. So like
I was getting there.
we'll play like Mario Kart or what was it the other one? Oh, Plants
Uh,
vs Zombies. That's like the third person shooter. So you're the
yeah,
actual
yeah, I know
plant or
exactly
zombie.
what you're talking about.
Man, he talks so much shit for a 6-year-old, and he's over here like he'll kill me, and then he'll be like, "Oh yeah, you're just not that good. I'm the best." I'm like, "Oh, hold on,
Mm.
hold on. You
Hey,
go,
so
you go
look,
bring
word of
bring
advice.
out the Call of Duty version of myself, and it's about to be a game over."
But look, when they start talking smack like that, that's when they surpass you in video games, man. Like my
No,
son, he started on Madden. I'm like, I was getting him, and then we work, so then he's gonna start. He's gonna start watching how you play, perfecting your game style, come back and get
yeah.
you. And it's just like, don't let it happen. My son got me at the barbecue in front of people on the projector screen, and everybody's like, oh, and it was like, never again. I haven't played Madden since. That was like
Yeah, I
2016. I touched this issue, never get that back again.
He's,
So, never.
he's out there burning the disc and having a seance.
Oh,
oh my god.
no Madden house
Yeah,
over here.
I will just take him to the fighting game school and he will lose all the time. So, yeah, yeah. I remember we went to visit some family a few years ago, and it's his mom's sister, and she has 3 kids, and they were all teenagers, and like I decimated my whole family in Mortal Kombat and Street Fighter. Like, no, they tried to spam me and all this other shit. I was like, no, I'm crushing all of you. So my stepkids would talk to their cousins about like, oh, our stepdad's really good. And so by the time I got there, they're like challenge tournament style. I was like, oh, fuck. So we
They're
go,
plotting.
but they were talking to their oldest, and he was like, yeah, he was like humble. He was like, hey, I hear you're pretty good, and I'm like, I hear the same thing. Everybody else just chirping, like, oh, no.
Yeah.
I'm like,
You know,
hell.
they ain't got to add fuel to the fire.
But I think some of the kids they didn't think that. I think the cousins had no clue like how good I was. And so then we played, and it went down to the wire, third round in Mortal Kombat, and we each had one hit left. And it was like, whoever gets this damn lucky hit, it's over. He won.
Hey, people standing
like,
up right now. You standing up.
Yeah. He won, but even he was like, and his brothers were like, I don't think I've seen an adult ever take him that far before. I was like, not to be fucked with. I know what I'm doing here. So
you should have dropped controller, said MK1. Just walked
right.
off, you know.
I mean, I'm not going to go as far as was it Jaeger? He always talks about how he would challenge people in Mortal Kombat. He's like, I'll bet you $300 you can't beat me.
Oh yeah, quick, fast, and hurry.
Yeah, I'm like,
he actually, he's like, you play? He said, you want to play?
Yeah.
I was like, nah.
No.
I don't know combinations.
When you that aggressive, I'm good. No.
See, I was good when it was 3 buttons on the Sega stick.
Yeah,
I was good. All this back A, up, down, B. You know, I had you when it was there.
Yep. No, I'm good.
Once it went Tekken and Soul Calibur and all that stuff.
So I'm those days.
Yep.
I'm going. That's another tangent right there.
Yeah, absolutely. We could. That's like 2 episodes right there. We could talk about. We'll just mark that down.
Games of choice. Here we go.
That's right. Games that we hold on to until our kids beat us.
Facts.
All right. So next
just
thing we're going to get
into our future. Will
maybe yours. I'm just going to unplug the shit if I start losing.
Hey, that's the classic cousin move, man.
Yeah.
Like, you just gotta pause. You pause it, and then you're like, "Oh, I gotta go. Sorry, we'll pick this up later."
So I remember back in the day, the crew we would have like Halo nights. You know, for we were too poor to have like the good internet, so we would just have like in-house tournaments.
Yeah.
So we'd have like 4 people in one room, 4 people in the other room. And I remember this is still back in the day with you had to plug in the controller to the console. My buddy decided he wanted to be first player, so he went plugged in right away. And my boy came up and he was like, "We're talking about spot." And he was like, "Oh, I'm taking that." And I'll never forget it. Bunch of grown ass men. He walked over to the console, yanked that controller right out of the socket, put his in, and he was like. We all just sat there like, you should have known better. He called that shit. So probably one of the funniest things. But.
I mean, you had to get that right screen. Or was it the left screen when it was number 1? Yeah, you had to.
I hated sitting off to the left, and you're like top right. You're like, yeah,
top left.
Yeah. It doesn't work. Damn Halo. Lost a lot of time on that game. So
man, plenty.
All right, switching it up here, going to the next topic. So if you've been listening to us, 12-week challenge we started on March 1st. We just finished up with week 3, going into week 4. So we're gonna have our check-ins and see how things are going. I just posted a video on our YouTube and Facebook. Go check it out so you can see what kind of the coaching platform looks like. It's just a quick little 2-minute video. Please take a look at that, and it is different on what the video is because that's our view as coaches. But there is an app, and so it's pretty streamlined. But it's really nice that we can do everything, fitness and nutrition. All your macros can be put in there as well. So, as we are starting week 4, let's talk about week 3, gentlemen. How'd it go? I know Tyler was on vacation. Sounds like you got a lot of pool time. I know I talked with Q the other day. We both will admit that it was a little rough week.
X-May.
You guys taking vacation when I do. I like it. Thank you.
We thought it was only right that we keep it fair.
Like a head start on me.
We had to keep it fair. Yeah, see, so you can't say that. Will, that's what we did. We just want to make sure y'all know.
I mean, we can run with that, but we both know that's a damn lie. All 3 of us know that's a lie. We just didn't fucking do it. Life was lifing this week. I don't know what was in the universe, but
Yeah, the
Yeah.
cards were not in the
No.
cards, man.
Yeah.
And I started
I
off
know.
strong. I got a solid one in to start the week, and that was it. It seemed like I just couldn't get to the gym, man. I'm like, yep, I got this time. Schedule was wonky.
Yeah, I
It
got one
was
in
just
the
like
beginning of the week, and I got one on Saturday, and I was like, "Well, that'll do."
Mm.
That's it.
I snuck one in today with a client. She's moving and all this. I was like, well, let's get a farewell workout. It was like that was the only time it worked. I definitely sent her. Normally we kept it slow and controlled. She went through a Cortez intensity led by sled kettle. We did the dang thing.
Well, you
She kept
you
up
Okay.
kind of
though.
did one with your client on Saturday
Oh yeah, I'm kind of.
a
I was
little
snuck
bit.
it in with Walter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like,
Oh,
"Why is he
I thought
sweating
about
so
it too.
damn bad?" I'm like, "He's working." I'm like, "Oh, that's why." Never mind.
Mm.
Yeah. You know when your client men are hitting it and like you could tell they find their rhythm. He was killing it. So I'm like, I gotta get some of that. I gotta get some of
See,
that.
no, I don't do that shit. I
Oh
just
I
man, it
did
was
that
a
a lot more
workout.
at the last gym. I'm like, yeah,
yeah,
not getting in that habit again.
no, nope,
Yeah.
nope. I'm good.
Nah,
I'll pass.
my goal was 2 workouts this week, and I had every intention in doing it. But we went on like a tour of the place, and the fitness center was closed. It was going under a remodel. I was like, oh, that sucks. Well, oh well, I guess it's not meant to be. And then like 2 days later, we were talking with another employee. They're like, oh no, the gym's open. I'm like, no, it's like all taped up and closed down. He's like, oh, you're in a different tower. You got to go to the tower 2 or something like that. And the
Jesus
gym's in
Christ.
there. I'm like, oh, come on.
Right.
So I got one solid workout in. Yeah, the rest was lifting a beer to the face, you know.
Hey, 10 to 12 ounce curls, no joke.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Or
Hey,
carrying the
was it
cooler
nice?
bag on the back, you know,
Yeah.
carry
Was it a
piggybacking the
cool little
kids when
gym
they
though?
get wore out. Oh yeah, I took some pictures of it.
For
It
it
was
to be
pretty
Tower
nice,
1,
man.
Tower 2. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
No
kind of
shit.
yeah,
interested,
yeah. They had treadmills. They had the stair climber. They had like a full what is it called? Torque, I think was in the uh yeah. But I mean, they had Olympic weights and bench and squat and
Yes,
Nice.
sir.
kettlebell. They
There
had a
you go.
full kettlebell set there, going
Oh,
from
that must be nice.
18 up to 88. I was like, man,
No,
I know I've
all you
only
need
picked up
look, all
my
you need
my
is
70
35.
pounders. That's
mm-mm.
a lie.
God,
That's a
you need
lie.
50, at least 55s. 55s,
I mean,
65s would be nice.
Oh, man.
this
Yes, it
fucking
would be lovely,
79
man.
pounder and 65 pounder I have here are fucking bitches.
Oh, I'm going off camera for a second.
He said,
That kettle
let me show you.
trying to show you're right.
Right. I mean, I could do the same thing. I just don't want to fucking lug that damn thing over the way over here right now. Fuck that shit. So and it's not that far. It's like right over there, but I'm good.
All he's doing is sneaking his workout in. He heard we stuck with it. He said, "Oh, look,
He's gonna start recording and
couple
doing
swings
fucking
on camera."
yeah, right. Hold the mic with one hand and just be
Yeah,
like
no.
this and just fucking
Yes. You remember, but check out that handle in this thing, dude. Like it's like
Yeah.
trying to. I don't know. It's like some homemade version of a kettlebell, dude. But I think it'll tear
we
your
just call
hands
that
up.
we'll call that Big Bertha.
Right.
I know. I think I'm gonna bring it into the gym.
Or should it be called Big Gertha? No, that might be sus a little bit.
Pause.
Yeah, right. Very much a pause.
I'm not sure if you want to touch that. That's
Right.
He said, "Back to you, Roger."
We're moving on. All right, so it sounds like we all kind of took a week off to some degree, so that's good. But overall, though, how would you guys say it's going? How you're feeling?
I still feel great, man. And, I'm still getting it in. I'm not going 1 week. 1 week's not going to tear everything. It's how we
Right.
bounce back this next week. So I still got my eye on the prize. The competitiveness in me. It's not going to let you guys win. Can't go that way.
Well, now
But
that I'm
definitely-
probably going to be coming back more.
was that message? But yeah, so definitely. I know I'm gonna play with my schedule a lot more after we get off this thing tonight, so I can definitely block out some time because it is due. I'm at that point where I'm
Man,
craving the
Tyler,
workout now.
you should have heard Q the other day. Paul was there. I was there. Q was there. Paul was like, I don't know if I want to work out today. Q goes, I was thinking the same thing. And he looks at me, he goes, but you here working out. shit. I
Oh
guess I
yeah.
got to work out.
I was like, man, why you want to show up? You know, it was in my mind just to do some paperwork.
Said-
And he
he
comes over
said it's
there.
the
He comes over in
weekend.
all black too. He comes over in all black. So you're up to something. What's going on?
I snuck in there. He's like, "What are you doing on my day, man? You're not supposed to be here on the weekends." So
Caught me with a cold one. Yeah, that is correct.
Thought about coming in today. That's a good nap instead.
bro, naps are crucial
Grown
at this
man.
age.
Well, that was a grown man decision. I just took a nice nappy nap.
Okay, so I have to. Have
Told
you
you, I'm-
guys gotten to that point where like, so I don't purposely nap. Like, I can't just say that I'm gonna go take a nap. I say it as a joke half the time, but
Yeah.
9 times out of 10, I've hit that dad mode where, man, I'll be in my recliner and I'm like, yeah, kicking it with the boy, watching a show. And next thing you know, done. And I'm like, but if I tried to like, you know what, I've got like a couple hours, let me take a nap. It doesn't work. But I've got to like,
Yeah.
I've got to think that I got to get comfortable, and I'll put on like, I don't know, a cooking show, Sports Center or whatever, and then I'm done for. Just
Man. Hey, automatic. I never could take a nap by saying it, but in my last 35 to 38, these last 3 years, if I take my shoes off right when I come home and sit down, that's it. I would turn it. I would grab the remote. I'm like, yeah, man, what y'all want to watch? Out for like 20 minutes. Wake up like, where everybody go? Like you
Y'all
got the
left me here.
remote. Yeah,
I'm
me.
program it. I program it in. All right, go in the room.
I was
Oh,
gonna
he
say,
was like, he's
Set
one of the
alarm
few.
30 minutes.
it goes, I'm home, poop, and then nap. That's on his calendar.
He did you. He did you. He said, "Oh,
It's
tonight,
all
check
on
my
the
Palm Pilot."
No, one play. So I could fall asleep like spontaneously in the car, like if I'm a passenger, you know.
Yeah,
Um, and or if I try to watch like baseball after I've eaten some food. So I'm about like the ambient noise of like watching like having baseball on the
yeah,
screen. It's just like
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, no, I've been guilty of that too. Like, come home, I'm like, man, I'm excited for this game. Wait, it's the 8th inning? What happened?
Wake up, hey, I'm gonna say ninth inning, 7 inning, 4 innings later.
Yep. I know. Speaking of baseball, it starts Thursday. I'm pumped. I'm going to the game on Sunday. It's gonna be a good day. Opening
Yeah,
weekend.
that's one that I've always been like, meh.
So, question:
Too many games.
since
Too
we're
many
on this
games.
topic, March Madness come up. Do you always say you're gonna dive in it, even though you're not really fully in it? Like I was like, I'm gonna make me a bracket because it just I seen it was like 1 in 250,000,000 chances of winning, and every
Yeah,
year that just
no.
entices me. Like just like I'm about to make the perfect bracket. I don't gotta
On
watch it. I just want to just make a bracket. You know what I'm saying?
I normally don't do them that often. I get some friends that want to do them, but I think like this year they said that they're out of the 27 million on ESPN, there's only one perfect bracket still available.
Mhm.
But I did one with work, and within the first day, I was like, "Well, this thing's shit."
Busted.
So
Yeah.
I was like,
Maybe this
yeah,
is the
so
first year I haven't done
High
one.
Point beat Wisconsin, or was it Wisconsin? I don't know, but High Point took out somebody, and it was like just
Yeah, I
fucked up
seen that.
everybody. But it happens every year. You just got to figure out which
Yeah,
one.
every
There's always
time.
going to be one
Exactly.
low seed that's going to take
There's
out an upper seed.
always what they call it, the Cinderella team that just come in and just ruin everybody's dreams.
Yeah, it's always like that 12 or between 11 and 14 seed. Those teams are the ones, because when you look at their record, they probably only lost like 5 games, but they're already seeded lower because they're in a lower seeded division. They're not playing for the ACC or the SEC or whatever the case is. Like Gonzaga's always like a top 5 seed, but their conference is not great. So they're a good team, but then they get in there and then you play against these other teams that play with top tier talent. You're like, oh, yeah.
Yeah, I stopped rooting for Gonzaga a long time ago. Like,
And then you,
look
like I
good
said,
on
you
paper.
get these lower seeds that are really good in their conference, and then all of a sudden they have a day because it's go home, win or go home, and it's like
Yeah, sometimes
you
you
could
got the
be a
hot hand.
stellar team. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
just like fuck. So but yeah. No, I did one at work, and I haven't checked on it since the first day. I was like, I'm good. I'm good. So
It's fun if it's a
all
group
right.
thing, but
Yeah, I might do one next year, but I don't know. I stopped doing a lot of things because I was doing like fantasy football. I did fantasy baseball and basketball one year. That was awful. I did March Madness, and I would do multiple brackets. My buddy tried to convince me to do fantasy NASCAR one year, and I said no. And then baseball and basketball is just way too much damn work. They're like, you can set your
I
roster
like
for
some
the week, and I'm
football.
like, no. Yeah, football's
Yeah.
nice and easy once a week. So
Mm-hmm. Even that, there'd be
okay,
certain days like Wednesday roll. I'm like, oh shit, it's set my lineup.
right.
Let's dive in.
All right, so
Mm-hmm.
good. So we got our wins, we got our fails, we got our jokes. Before we get into the heavy stuff, you guys want to throw out another joke or so?
Got you.
Don't mind if we
All
do.
right. What did the ranch say when someone opened the refrigerator door?
And see the salad dressing?
Yeah. Close the door. I'm dressing. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like the voice on that one. I definitely could.
I gotta sell it a little bit.
Yeah.
Oh man, I did. I got that. Oh, my phone just want to go to Chuck Norris jokes all of a sudden, huh?
Oh,
I know.
yeah.
I had a couple pulled up and then screen timed up. So I saw like
I got,
Chuck Norris
yes, I got one
invented
for you.
giraffes by giving a horse an uppercut. That's
Yeah.
Hey, I was just looking at what it said. Chuck Norris makes onions cry. I don't know why I had to say that narrated voice, but I did. You know,
get real close to the mic. Heavy
right.
breathing.
Yeah. It's okay. Chuck Norris is the only man to make a Happy Meal frown.
I like that one on me. I like that one. Shout out to
All right.
Chuck, man. RP a real one.
Yeah, R.I.P. legend for sure. All right, so topic for today, as we mentioned at the very beginning, as men, we grew up with your father, how you were raised, and everything like that, and then when you become a parent, you become a dad, those traits definitely come over, and then it's trying to break that cycle. So, some people get really obsessed with it. I'm sure everybody here on this cast and everybody listening has said that one way or another, like as a kid, your parents say something to you wherever you get in trouble, whatever the case is, and they're like, "You suck," and when I'm a parent, I'm gonna do things differently, and I'm gonna let my kid do this, that, and the third, and then you become a parent, and you're like, "Oh,
My kids aren't gonna
shit."
have bedtimes.
Yeah. I remember.
Some corny stuff. Yeah.
So I was in academy. Speaking of, and I was going through something with kids, with my stepkids or something, probably complaining about something. Anyways, I had a person in my class who was younger, no kids, try to tell me, he was like, well, the psychological damage that you're doing is going to last a lifetime. And I had a moment where I was like, I paused, tried to be respectful, and I was like, how old are you again? And he says,
Right.
26. I said, do you have any kids? He said, no, I have a dog. Don't talk to me. That's basically what I said to him afterwards. And I was like, you don't know. I don't care about all your degrees, whatever the case is. You can read all the things you want in a book. Till you're doing what I'm doing, going through what I'm going through, you don't understand. And that's okay. But don't try to act like you're better than me. And I remember that another guy in my class, he had 5 kids. And he just tapped me on the shoulder. He goes, it's okay. I got your back. I know what you're going through. Don't listen to him. I was like, shit, I'm about to turn into my
Slow clap. Yeah.
catch a case over here. But like, what'd you say to me?
Right.
Yeah. Unsolicited parenting advice can be like,
Ooh.
right,
Yeah.
it can make you ball your fists up real quick.
Yeah, like who
Yeah.
asked you?
Yeah.
Who asked
Yeah.
you?
Yeah. And I will say that there have been moments that I've had, and I mean, Tyler, you've talked about it. I think we've all have talked about it, where it's like, oh, you say something and it's like, oh, that one, that hit a little bit harder.
Yeah.
And, it's funny
I
to
mean,
see those things that you don't even realize at times when you say it. And then maybe it happens right away. And then other times it's like the reflection of going, oh, fuck.
I would
I
have to
shouldn't have
say,
said that.
man, like socially accepted, like unsolicited parental advice. Got to be like from the old uncle at the barbecue that you don't really want to listen to, but he ended up dropping the gym because you let him
Yeah.
ramble long enough. Like those would be cool. Can get aggressive. You be like, man, you be like, oh, okay, I hear you. And you're like, okay, like, why you ain't just say that in the beginning? You know, things like that. I get those, you know, because sometimes
Right.
it's just the situation. But if we just randomly, you come like, what? Out of left
Yeah.
field.
Some stranger, or like,
Stranger.
just what?
Right.
What'd you say?
Yeah, right. Man.
Whose man's is this?
Unsolicited
Right.
compliments though, like talk about lifting people up. Like those feel good when you're out and about.
Yeah. We'll
People are
take
like,
those. Yeah.
yeah, you got great kids, or that was a really good way to handle that, or things like that. You're like, thank you.
Right.
Yeah.
And
Okay,
you still
so
have
then
that one you look and you be like, where'd that come from? You know, you're like,
So-
okay, thank you though.
on that note, though, right? I'm sure this has happened to you guys, because it happened with my
Mhm.
stepkids. Bring them out, right? They act like angels. People are like, "Oh my god, they're so well behaved. They're amazing." Da 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 da. And like deep down, you're over here like, "Thank you," but they a demon. Because I just got in a
me.
huge argument with them. This is before we got
Hey,
here, and it's like,
look,
oh, if you
I ain't
only
gonna lie.
knew.
Hey, when I was a younger parent, I'm like, where?
Yeah.
Angel, where? You know what this little kid be? No, I'm putting him on blast. He's 6. He don't know the conversation going on anyway. But yeah, man, I like what? I'm like, your kids just eating it up, getting the lollipop, just being behaved. Like,
Yeah.
well, okay. I see you know mind games now. You know,
Right.
Just messing with you.
yeah, like okay, little guy, I see you.
Yeah, I think
Or
for
they get that snack, and just roll and look at you with the little kid bending over, like, I got my popsicle anyway. Like, just wait, just
Yeah.
wait.
Yeah. I know when those unsolicited compliments come in, I know for a while there, I was like, I would just, I don't want to, I would basically downplay it and be like, oh, yeah, thanks. Sure. And then deep down, I'm like, I'm struggling. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing.
Yeah, they can be hard. They can be hard to accept, but you know, unless it feels like backhanded or something, it's. I mean, it's good to help people out that way when you see somebody doing
Oh, for sure.
something
for
hard.
Sure.
You know.
But I think that's the other thing too, is sometimes we're in our own little worlds. We don't even see how difficult things are. We know it's challenging. We know it's hard. But we're just, at least me, I'm ingrained to just be like, well, it's another day. It's another hard shit thing to do. And we're just going to keep on going. And somebody recognizes it. I'm like, oh, really? Thanks. Like, just
Right.
doing what I do. I don't know. You know, I've had to work on that a lot of just like accepting compliments, because like before I'd be like, no.
What you do is master the parent fake. I'm like, thank you, yeah, thank you. In the conversation, extra stage left, and keep it pushing. I do that all the time at sports. I'm like, oh yeah, I didn't even think of that. You appreciate it, because you know they're full of BS. You full of shit. So y'all, and y'all both parental. Y'all do that. Ha ha ha. All right,
you keep it surface.
Back to business.
Keep it surface.
Back to business.
It's the sport, the parental sport persona. You know, it's like it only comes out in those situations. Like I don't hang out with you except for right now. So,
And I thought the kids sports thing was gonna be a lot more like, all right, here's the new squad of like, you know, parents or people in the community. You know, there's been a couple along the way, but like that was like you see a couple of teams here and there that like the parents are all like kicking it together and like you know bringing barbecue food to games and stuff. Like what is and like you know I remember showing up to one game and they had like a not a wheelbarrow but like one of the wagons, and they were talking about each week it's one of the parents' jobs to bring like a mixed drink. So they're like the bartender for the game. So like not like they're all out there getting like hammered or anything, but you know, they at least had like, you know, all right, it's margarita week, you know, and they're sitting over there with their Starbucks cup. Drinking a margarita. Like, all right.
I feel you on that, because Tyler, I always turn to the lady like, we should be with that team. Look at that team. They're all together. Everybody got the hoodies. Everybody walking on high five. Yeah, Carl. Yeah, but I see a little team like
noisemakers.
Like you got 3 little groups. Yeah, and they be extra too. Yes.
I know there was
we were on the side like
Well,
Talking to that one parent that barely talks.
Mhm.
yeah, one of my clients, well, her son, you guys know him. I'm not going to say his name on here, but you know him,
Mhm.
quarterback. Their team, one of the strength and conditioning coaches, I think used to, but would offer like the mom workout session during practices. So they had enough
Oh,
moms that
yeah.
showed up for football practice, and his coach would do it. And I was like, so let me get this straight. This coach is just like, hey, all the moms, where the dads at? Like, are they? Oh, they can come too. And I'm like,
Hey, and then, you know,
all
it's
right,
the stereotype with the football coaches, the dads. That's why I made that face like, "You're the wrong sport to me." You know,
yeah,
like
yeah, yeah,
soccer moms, you're like, "Okay, that's cool." You know?
yeah. But this is
Man,
like,
that shit
it's
cool.
like almost like a select football
Legit.
team. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Makes sense,
So I
though.
was like, cool. But because I
They you
know
pay
that
enough
my
for those,
client,
look.
she would take these classes and like the moms would be like dying, but she was working
Mhm.
with me, so she's used to hell, and so she was like
Oh, yeah.
crushing it. And so the coach was like, what the hell is going on? She's like, oh, I have a trainer that I see twice a week that he makes me do
Yeah.
worse shit. And he was like, what? So he took
We
an
do
offense. So
this.
she's like, she told me once that he started like telling everybody else what to do, and then he would come specifically over to her, be like, you're doing something different. She's like, damn it.
I know you got to. You gotta show face at a certain point. You know, this
Yeah.
confused like, "Alright, look,
Don't talk
they
shit
doing
to a
this, your
strength coach,
modification
man.
look, your
Yeah.
modification today is" oh, yeah,
Yeah.
nah.
You don't get any for sure. Um, all right. So I guess what would you say the biggest thing, if you have one, that has been kind of the light bulb moment? Because I guess you could have so many, but something that
Right.
you really recognized that, oh, I'm perpetuating the cycle a bit, and maybe your dad came out on one way or another, good or bad or whatever the case is, but you realize that, oh, that's exactly what happened to me.
Mhm. Mhm.
Right. I got one I
Yeah.
wanted to, start off with it. I mean, since we talked about it, like, shout out to big old my pops, that's his little motorcycle club name. But, Oscar, me, like, growing up being a young parent, my dad being young, my parents, had me at 16. So, like I said, man, that's my father as well as like a big brother in a sense. So we, when I was 16, just being prima donna sports, like the whole life, like I had that high school career, that. So I used to always get into it and like, cause our communication was kind of there, but we kind of bumped heads a lot. It was always headstrong. My mom would be in the way, kind of backing me up. So I would run with it as a teenager, like, you can't really do too much. So I used to tell them like, with my kids, we're gonna have those communications. Like we're gonna be more friends, and we'll make sure that my son knows he's equal. Blase, blase, blah. Not understanding the concept of having boundaries with your kids. So at the
Mm.
beginning, like I said, kind of hit on like a couple episodes ago. Growing up, like that was my mindset. Like I'm gonna be the extra, I'm beating all the things, I'm gonna laugh, let my kids kind of hang out. And little did I know, so as we're getting older, my kids getting older. Like I think it's like a stage thing too, that your kids in. So when your kids get older, when they can start mimicking words and things, and you start seeing they're taking on like the emotion, like reacting with anger, the steady talking and things like. I had to change my tone because I let my kid experience too much. I'm 24, I think at the time my son was like 6, and I realized, like, he said he read around, he was like, when I'm one of them parents are like, he's like, "Yeah, fuck you," and, like, everybody laughed, and I'm like, "Nah, that's not how this game's going. We're not going down that path." And then trying to, like, correct him about it, it was hard for a little bit because, like, it's like, "What?"
Yeah.
So, me getting on him kind of, being having to become, as you say, so the villain as a father, I got to
Mm.
reestablish a boundary that I should have set in the tone. Made me understand my dad, like, because we have a great relationship now, man. Cool, call each other prime time. I didn't hook up with my dad, we plenty of things, and I think him actually having that boundary made me more of a responsible young man, more respectful. Because I had to respect my dad. There was a law set. It was yes sir, no sir. Clean things.
Right.
And me taking that from my son, I noticed the teacher called me like, yeah, or his mannerisms were dictated. So it was dictate how, how he was just behaving. So once we got that reinstalled, like I realized like, okay, I gotta be stern, but that the path that door was already open that we could talk. He was kind of my friend. we kind of like I would just get down eye level. We started mixing the two. So like I feel like man, when I learned you got to have a stern, you got to have those boundaries, you got to put them there.
Yeah.
I'm your dad, not your friend. So when it's time for your son to listen or said daughter, they know you're coming from a dad place. But when it's time
Mhm.
to be a friend, like it was hard for our relationship to differentiate that, especially as he came into middle school. Cause it's like there's all
Oh
these
yeah.
rules now. And then he went to that. Oh, you're just picking on me. To like, I'm like, nah. And so, I learned with my other kids to avoid that. Like, look, we can laugh, we can do this, but with the old place, there's a time and a place for everything. As you be saying
Right.
in my house, and I'm like, so that'd be kind of like I learned the biggest bridge I learned. Making sure my kids know that the door is open. You can come talk to me, but at times I'm gonna have to be a dad. You might wanted a friend advice, but you ask a certain question that's invoke the dad advice.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean, it's very important. I mean, there's too many parents. I mean, I've been guilty of that too. It's just like we want to have that like, oh, hey, we get along, and but when the time comes to it, I've seen it too, where parents are like only a friend, and then when they have to
Hmm.
be a parent, it doesn't necessarily
Yeah.
go well, and you get a lot of rebellion, and it's like you are
Mm.
outside your goddamn mind,
Yes.
acting or talking that way. So because I'm like I guarantee you, all three of us have got a story somewhere or another that it's like you see a kid act in a certain way to a mom, whatever this case is, and then I have like PTSD because I'm like if I said that to my parents, I don't know what would happen. Um,
Mm.
I remember they would do some psychological warfare on me. So, like, one day I was pissed at them for something, I don't
Mm.
know, and I went to take a shower. I'm in the bathroom, and I'm having an argument with them, but it's a one-way argument of me just cussing the fuck out of them, just losing my goddamn mind, and I'm like, "Fuck you, fuck this, blah, 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 da, 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 da." I get out of the bathroom, and my dad from across the house basically was like, "Sounds like that was a good conversation." And I was like, "Oh, fuck." He's like, "Do you
You
have
heard
anything
that.
else you wanna say now that you're out?" I was like, "Ooh, nope. I'm gonna go to my room. I'm grounded.
Right.
I can't do shit. I'm going straight to my room."
Do
Like when
not
the
pass
extra stage
go.
left.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Yes.
Or if, like, I got in trouble, and they were gonna, use a belt or something like that, instead, they just started doing the, like, "You know what? My dad would do this specifically. He'd be like, "I don't wanna deal with you right now. You're gonna wait till your mom gets home." "Wait, what? Hold on.
Yeah.
What how you gonna Uno
Mm.
reverse me on that?"
Oh, man, yeah.
My dad was a
My
king
my
of
mom
that.
would pull
My dad
my
was a
mom would
king of
pull
that.
that.
Yeah.
My my
Wait,
dad was my dad was like Will, he was a king of that. And
we're
my
gonna have
mom
a
liked
talk.
it, man, she would talk to you for like 2 hours. If you did something, because she like, especially when she got out of her, "I'm not gonna beat you behind stage. I wanna just talk to you." And them talkings used to be from like I would look at the clock, it's 8:30 to like
It
11:30. She was like, "So how
Yeah.
you feel about that?" And, I'm a teenager. I'm like, "I don't know." "So what you mean you don't know?" I'm like, "Oh my God, it's about to restart." I'm standing there, I'm
Uh,
about to miss my phone time. 3 minutes is about to be up. Come
it's
on.
like, "Come on,
Let's
9 PM already
go.
hit, mom."
Yeah, let's go.
Oh, man.
Mhm.
Yeah, how
Nah,
about you fellas, man?
that's,
How you
and
you
that
know?
my one of my big ones that I've really tried to stay away from is like, I mean, one, my parents were awesome, they did a great job, but, like, when something would go wrong schedule-wise or something would break or, like, the car would, like, we'd go on vacation and stuff, so the car would break down or, like, my dad would get frustrated and, like, you'd ask if or, you could send out like, "Oh, go see if you can help," and you walk out, and be like, "Hey, is there anything I can help you with?" And he would be so upset that he wouldn't talk. He just kinda stormed by you, going around tossing stuff and, trying to get the ship righted, but,
Mhm,
I remember, like, it made you feel real small or real, like, useless or, when that cycle I mean, I remember my brother and I talking about it years later. Like, "Oh, man, I thought I was the only one that really noticed that," or, um, but that's been one that, like, it's easy to do and, like, you're mad, you don't wanna say stuff or, like, yell at, like somebody trying to help you, so it can be hard. But like I struggle with that from time to time where I want to get like quiet and just fix the
Yeah,
problem, whatever it is. And nah,
zone out on it.
I gotta, find a new path there. Um,
Yeah,
but
I definitely can relate to that, man. Like I have brushed across that, and you hit that, you look, you be like, you can feel it more than they even have to say anything. Like, I
mhm,
didn't have to push them away, brush that
Right.
situation off,
mhm, mhm.
just because I'm focused. Yeah, because you got to remember how we look to them in their eyes.
Yeah.
You don't see
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah,
so
Yeah.
it's like, with my dad grew up like on a farm, like real, you gotta wake up at 3 in the morning and feed all the animals and, work, he's working multiple hours before he goes to school and then he has to come back and do it again. And,
no, that's
so like,
life.
Uphill and
listen,
snow both ways.
yeah, well, listening to him talk, it was just like last summer he was talking about it. He was real worried that, we didn't have a farm to do like a bunch of chores with, so he was real worried about us developing a work ethic. So like
Mm,
he was real harsh. Like Saturdays would roll around and get shook out of bed in the morning. Come on, it's time to do some yard work. And like the
Jesus.
the there was no like, hey, you mow the lawn, then you can go play or something. It was like, oh, we're doing this and then this and then
Yep.
this. And like you didn't see the end in sight. So as a kid, you're getting all frustrated. Like, man, my
Yep.
whole day's going away. And really, it was probably like an hour and a half or something. But uh, so like I don't know. Like I think when I'm talking to my kids, I'm trying to be a little more like uh and that'd be the other thing. He's like, go do this thing. You're like, well, what am I supposed to do? Is figure it out. So I try to get a little more like, all right, so we're doing this. This is how you do it. This is why you're doing it that way.
Yeah,
This is why you don't
Right.
want to do it this way. And I get like a little more teacher with it. And so far
Yeah.
that's worked pretty well. I don't always do it perfectly, but and
yeah,
someday my kids are probably gonna
but
end up in therapy and be like, "Man, my dad was always trying to teach me stuff."
hey,
uh,
now you went over. So, no,
yeah.
I
What's
get you.
going to
Like,
happen is they're going to
I
make their
get
own
that
goddamn
though.
podcast, and they're going to be like, oh
Uh-huh.
yeah.
hmm So I have all these files, Dad.
Right.
That's
All these
bullshit.
things.
That's bullshit.
Right.
Yeah, but no, like you were
Yeah.
talking about kids kind of wilding out in public or like this or that. I wanted to ask, so like if I got in trouble or I wasn't listening, there were a couple of different punishments or whatever when we were out in public. But one of the things they'd do is my dad would grab you by the ear and like
Ooh.
lift a little bit and like
Ooh.
walk you out of the
And
the, the
my
room,
mom
the
was a
building.
pinch and twist. She'd
Oh,
grab
dude,
your
oh,
arm, pinch and
dude,
twist. Oh,
try it.
like you get
Like
that.
I'm not saying try it
Hey,
on
so
your
you over
kids, but
there?
like next time I come to work, I'm gonna grab your ear and lift it up and like watch how light you get.
Yeah, you got
Like,
I will.
oh me.
I will throat punch you so fast.
I
You
will.
would. You
Bear
would.
with me
Hey,
here.
cause that's just as bad as like a man picking you up. Like you just gonna
Mhm.
Oh
expose.
man. Yeah.
Ah,
Dude, oh, it would hurt
It's
so
one of those
bad.
things though. Like I feel like if you get picked up by another dude and they're bigger than you, like you feel justified. But if you get picked up by somebody smaller than you, like your man card is
yeah, we
gone
got to throw
for at
hands.
least a
Yeah,
week.
we
Mhm.
got to
Like
throw
it's
hands.
gone.
Mhm.
No, I never got the ear pinch. My mom,
Oh, it was a lift.
my
Well,
yeah,
it
yeah.
wasn't
Well,
pinched
I didn't
down. It
get
was
any of
Yeah,
that
see,
up.
too.
man, mine
So
was a shoulder.
my dad would
Shoulder.
do. Man, they would never do anything like in public to other than like the stern tone, like you better knock it off. Wait
Mm,
till we get home. Shit. And my mom was like an assassin with it. She would just be like, better knock it off. And when we get home, because she had bamboo utensils and she would light you up with that from time to
mm,
time. I joke
yep.
about this all the time, and it only happened once, but it was still funnier and shit. At least it is now. I can laugh at it now because it never happened, thank God. But there was a cleaver that my mom used to
Oh,
have.
yeah.
It was a big ass knife. And she'd be like cutting up chicken with this, crushing garlic. She used this thing all the damn time. And she'd fling this thing around like a butterfly knife. And my mom was 5'1", 5'2", tiny little Asian lady. I remember I did something, pissed her off. Something I don't remember exactly, but all I remember was like, if you don't knock it off, I'm gonna hit you with this thing. And I was like, so that in itself is one thing.
Yep.
So then 2 days later, I go to put the dishes away, and that knife is in the dishwasher. I've never picked this thing up before. And I go to pick it up, and it felt like that Sword in the Stone moment where you go to take the sword. It was like stuck. It was so heavy. I was like, "Oh, shit!" So
It's like I almost died.
yeah. So I checked myself, right? So fast forward years down the road. I'm a grown ass man. I tell this story. One of my best friends is with me, and he sees it, and he goes, "Oh, is that the knife?" And I go, "Yeah, that thing is still fucking here, man. Like it's terrifying." And he's like, "No shit." And he goes, "Wait, your mom wields that thing?" I was like, "Bro, I'm serious." So he
It's
goes
like
to pick it up,
half-edged
and he
steel or
thought I was,
something.
yeah, he thought I was
Hey,
full of shit. And he goes to pick it up, and he's like, "Oh, you weren't lying." And he's like, "Why do I have to hold this thing with two hands?" I was like, right. My mom takes it. She's just like, I'm like, no, man. So
Hey, I was about to
I
say,
got,
as you said, wield. I just see mom like, yeah, you want to play?
yeah,
I
no,
got you. Yeah.
and that's the other thing. Like, my mom, anybody who knows me knows I've done Muay Thai fighting. So my mom is from Thailand, and I remember hearing stories about like her going to school, and then recess, like there'd be kids playing on the playground, but a lot of them just practiced Muay Thai because it's so lighthearted, and I'm like, oh, she will fuck me up. Like, no. And I remember hearing her and my sister get into a fight one time, and I said, my sister bet my mom $50 that she could take her in a fight. And I was like, that's ridiculous. And I was like, I'll take $50 on mom. And my dad leans over to me. And at the time, my dad is 6'3", 325, big human. And he goes, yeah, I've tussled with your mom once. I was like, oh, nope. And then by that time, I was already out of the house, so that was good news. But yeah, I never got anything acting out in public. It was more of like the look more than anything. Just the glance. Like, you don't knock this shit off, you gonna die. So
yeah, it's kind of the
so
power of like following through with the punishment, at least from time to time, though, because like otherwise that threat
Hey,
or
kids
that
figure it
dad
out.
voice,
Yeah.
yeah,
yeah,
They
if
figure
you
it
if
out,
you give them the
man. So
dad
I
voice
had
and you don't back it up,
yeah.
it goes. They just look at you like, huh? And you hear the kid still talk. He said, "Oh, I lost." Because you go like you go through, like you said, you got to maintain discipline. Because as a
Oh
parent,
yeah,
I feel like you go through phases. Sometimes you be like, "All right, I'm too tired, man. We'll get to this." And you start letting them slide. You be like, "All right, it ain't that bad." Then you start seeing them taking advantage of it. And like, so I had to redo that today. I was like, I told my kids, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna put the timers back on y'all phones so everybody don't start going to sleep because everybody been waking up in the last 5 minutes. So I said it, and you know what? Continues happens. They gonna brush their teeth. It's 11:15 p.m. All I hear, I said, oh, I ain't shit. Okay. I'm in my room pacing back and forth like, I should just go in there kicking the door. Like, and I'm like, all right, nope, I'm gonna handle this. Hey, so now I just got in the habit of like, if I lay the law, I got to tell myself to do it right then and there because life be life and you forget like to have that talk. And I'm like, all right, look, give me your phones, just give it here. I'm not making no eye contact. I ain't hearing nothing about it. Things like
yeah.
that because I'm not, like Tally said, they're kind of like, okay, Dad, sure, Dad.
Right. I mean, I get that from my son. He's 6, and so there was a period of time
it
there. I
doesn't
think
Man, that's the
stop.
tradition-wise,
age.
It doesn't
That's the
stop.
he
age.
he was testing the
3 to
waters.
6, like woo.
Yeah, he was testing the
Hell
waters
yeah.
for sure. But then it was like, trying to negotiate with him to some degree and having stern talking to, and then it got to a point where it was like, oh, you just going to ignore me? Okay, we don't play this game. It's like you got till the count of 3 to get up, and then after probably like 3 times of like, hey, getting him up, and as soon as I would like stand up, he would be like, oh shit, I gotta go. Now it's like, oh, okay, we're good. I don't have to, a certain tone, the tonality will go down, and it's like real deep, and he'll be like, oh shit, dad's pissed, gotta
Right.
go.
Yeah.
So
And I feel like, man, like especially with Couch I grew up, man, like you take the tonality and like I learned like you start to set the expectations. So now it's like to the point like my kids know what I want or what I say. So it's either A, you get in trouble. You know why. And
right,
dad by now. You've been in my house 15 years. You know what you
yeah,
get. That's not about to fly. So like kind of like I would say get easier. It's just now you gotta watch it because now they try to get more sneakier how they want to slack off or do they BS it. And now, because you want to give them a voice, you want to give them a voice, but not let
I
them
right.
know,
use
yeah.
it with BS. Because they will come with you with some BS.
Oh
Like,
yeah, absolutely. I mean,
What?
I feel like as even when they get
That's not
older,
how it
right?
went
It's
down.
just like it's
Yeah,
just new problems. It's the same problem in a different
yeah,
perspective.
yeah.
It's just like it's always evolving. It's always something. It's like, when they're cute and little, it's like, oh, the problems are superficial, whatever the case is, da da da
Mhm.
da. And then they get older, they get an attitude, and it's just like, oh, okay, and then we pull back from our own bag of tricks from what happened when we were that age, and we try to give grace,
Mhm.
and it's like, oh yeah, I remember. I don't know about you guys, but
Yeah,
I've heard this and I've said this too, right? It's like, oh, when
yeah,
I was your age, I was doing this. And then I realized I shouldn't have said that shit out loud because now it's gonna give you an
yeah,
idea.
Mhm,
right.
mhm.
Right. I to tell the truth, that's how my parents did. I'm like, oh, and when my
Yeah.
parents or when they tell the war stories, oh, we
Oh,
used to sneak around. I'm like, hey, look, now we can do this, guys. I heard my mom, so we go here. You know what I'm
right.
saying?
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's
I
a
think
double edged
when a
sword
parent
because
do that,
you're trying to
yeah,
Trying to be
teach them,
relatable.
hey, I've done that.
yeah,
Don't do that. I know what that looks like. And then the kickback is they're like, you don't know anything, but I'm gonna go try what you just told me and
they'll be
find
like,
out the hard way.
you said,
Mhm,
mom, so you go to
mhm.
Chevron first, then safe. Okay,
I feel like
you
that's
know,
where the "fuck around and find out" phrase came from, is that
yeah,
especially like our generation, we decided we became parents, and then
mhm.
we started telling stories of all the crazy shit we did, like, "Hey, oh, I had to be home before the street light came on," 10 o'clock news, all this other
Mhm.
Yeah,
shit, and
facts.
then we tell stories thinking like, "Oh, this is gonna help our kids grow. Hey, I can give you this
Yeah,
information, and you won't do it." But that's every generational parent, right? It's like
yeah,
my
exactly.
parents did the same thing, like, "Hey, we did this, don't do this," and then you're just like, "Well, I'm different,
Like
times are
you said,
different. I'm gonna fuck around and
Mhm.
figure it out."
like, especially you having a conversation like your closest friends or family, like it feels good to share those stories and your kids or
Yeah.
everybody else's kids. So it comes with like when you're in the moment, especially you had a couple, and you're like, you wake up tomorrow like
Yeah.
I think we told the kids too much, and
Yeah.
Yeah.
now,
Oh.
but every time my parents did that, like they caught me. You ever have the stories that your parents weren't there to see the details,
Right.
but they know kinda in a sense what happened. You're just like, "How the fuck do you know? Who told? Who linked me to their
Mhm.
mom?" I'm like, 'cause my mom
Yep.
used to tell me, like, "Don't think what you did, I didn't do it." I'm like, "No, you didn't. You didn't have aim. We got cell phones. We could beat up. There's no way you do the same thing we're doing now." And like you said, it's the same tricks, just new
Same
you,
new
and
you
your
yeah,
parents
new
know you,
Mm.
and as a teenager, I'm like, "My parents, they don't know. My parents, they know you. You come in,
built
you
different.
looking a little different." Yeah.
Ugh.
And my mom, like, I hated, like, let's say I had a little too much alone time after the walk home on the school bus with my little lady friend, and your mom just comes like, "Why are you just smiling so much?" You're like, "Oh, nothing." Like, "Something's up. Who is it?
Yeah.
Who is she?"
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
"What? What,
Oh
mom?
my
What?
god.
What are you talking about?"
Yeah. Yeah.
Because
Yeah,
you
another
develop a
big
parent.
and it's, I always talk about it, it's like my parents did a great job and they did the best they could for the information they
Mhm.
had, and I think that goes to any
Right.
generation. You do the best you can, what you can, because even when you become a parent, you like think about stuff all the time, um, and of what can be done differently, um, and it's never the same. So sorry, guys, got a phone call here in the middle of it. Um,
What? No, that's what the
Yeah, that's
other
what I go like.
the other week when my son
Go
was
ahead, brother.
grumping, and I told him to like, just get over it, or I can't remember my exact words, but basically just told him to
Mhm.
get
Oh,
over it.
yeah.
Like,
It'll be alright.
and like, oh man, that was a dumb thing to say. But then also uh, so like not giving them the space to like feel their feelings, but like at the same time, you're like, well, how do I, because they do kind of need to stop. It's not that big of a deal, but like, how do you get them to that point or come to
Yeah.
that a conclusion on their own and like move past it, right? But then also like for me, another big one is injury and uh, you know, I have a hard time with kids, like, they get a bump, like, "Oh, I need a Band-Aid, and I'm bleeding," and this and I'm like, "You're fine," like, rub some dirt on it, basically, right?
Right. Yeah, I get you.
And
Because
like, man, some
you wanna
people are, like,
toughen them
right
up
on
without
board with
saying
you.
it.
Yeah. It's like some people are
Yeah.
right there on
yeah.
board with you, and other people just give you these, like, looks, man. I remember my kids were or my daughter was
Mhm.
in, preschool, and it was like a parent co-op one, so you
I
had to,
get what
like,
you
be there. Man, like, I was so
yeah.
my daughter at that time, like, she would fall, like scrape her arm, get up, and like, oh, I got that. I'm like, oh,
Mhm.
you're cool. Like, you good to go? She's like, yeah. She'll
So
keep playing.
wasn't the question
Man,
in the
like,
90s, was you a coach
uh,
would be like, "Are you hurt or are you injured?"
Right.
Was
Oh
that the
God, Jesus
question?
mm,
Christ.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
I
it used to
mean,
confuse the hell out of me. I'm like, "It hurts right now." I'm like, "I don't
yeah.
know."
mm,
Hey,
That that
that's how they mind trick you to stay in the game.
it's
You
yeah.
go
like
there hobbled up and
like
everything.
I hear that's like how military. That's how it was when I was
Mhm.
in the fire academy. You'd hear shit like that all the time, and I was like, I'm a grown ass man. Like, man, this shit hurts. I'm fucking done.
Right. Oh,
Hmm.
man.
Hmm.
Yeah.
But I get you though,
But
as
it's
a kid,
like,
because you want to
yeah.
make sure like you don't want them to be like over dramatic or something like because you want them to keep a fight or keep that intensity. So I get you like you trying
Hmm.
to explain like, look, I'm not disregarding that you hurt or your feelings, but like it's just you try to like get to say it so they can understand like is this hurting you? Is this affecting you? If not, move past that shit. Like it's not worth your time. And it's like those are things like you just hope your kid picks up on it. You know what I'm saying? Like as
Hmm.
you do those conversations, are you like, and that'd be
Yeah.
the struggle, man, as a dad, because you know, like I'm not trying to disregard your feelings, but like these are one of these conversations where I'm like, you want to be like, look, this is some shit that ain't even gonna phase you. You don't need to waste your time on it. You know,
Right.
like just move on. You know, there's worse things in life,
Hmm.
but you don't want
Yeah.
to just take from it. So I get you.
But
Yep.
then you have the instances like I kind of give my daughter that speech to a
Mhm.
way like, come on, like it's just you just bumped your finger with your water bottle, da 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 da. Then a week goes by, we end up taking her in, and she's got a broken finger. I'm like, oh, like I feel like a
Like,
jerk. Yeah,
damn.
but it's like,
Uh,
but then like, I mean, what? That's one out of 50, 100 injuries.
Yeah.
Like
Hmm.
that like I get it. Yeah, stuff hurts, right? But like,
yeah.
Yeah.
um, but I have memories in my head of coming home to my dad and be like, oh, dad, like I hopped a fence and cut like the back of my calf open with chicken wire, and like I was bleeding. It felt like my calf was gonna fall out. I go in the bathroom, and my dad's like, "Oh, just bandage it up. You'll be fine." I'm like,
Right.
Hey, hey, that was my dad's. I think that was a dad. Like you'd be all right.
wrapping it with
I'm like,
tape and
Yeah.
gauze, and like the
Yeah.
gauze
Yeah.
yeah.
was like
I
Stuff
in
would be.
the scab later. I'm like, oh, yeah.
you know, it's funny because like when I was an EMT, you just get kind of what's the word I'm looking for?
Desensitized.
Yeah, a little bit, right? And so like I had a couple times with like I think my son, like I'm pretty sure he hyperextended his knee pretty bad when he was like 3, but they're pretty bendy. So I was like,
Hmm.
but
Mhm.
he stood up, he jumped, bent the knee weird. He kind of made a weird face, but I saw the knee and I was like, oh shit. And then
Mm.
he went to
Mhm.
stand up and he fell again. I was like, uh-oh, just play it cool, play it cool. And then he stood up again and he looked at me and I was like, you good? And he was like, stood up, hopped up and down. Yeah. And I was like, we all right. But I remember like I fell off of a bike as a kid, landed on my face and like put a hole through my lip. I thought my gums were all bleeding, or that the I lost a tooth and
Oh
stuff
man,
like that.
face bleeds so much too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I get home. I get home. I have no clue how bad it is. The weird thing is this house that we lived in Florida, like you walk through the front door and there's a freaking like 10-foot mirror against this wall. So freaks everybody out. Anyways, I like walk in, I'm panicking. I don't know what's going on. And I call for my dad and I'm like, Dad, I fell off my bike. And he's like, but I wasn't like crying. I was just like, yeah, I fell off my bike. I'm bleeding. And he's like, yeah, I think you're all right. He's like, probably just got a couple scrapes. And then he came around the corner and then he sees it and he could see my tooth through my lip. And he was like, oh shit, we gotta go. or,
Oh
or like there's
man.
another moment where I had an allergic reaction to a medicine, which caused me to
Mhm.
have muscle seizures, like spasms to the point where like they just contracted so hard.
Ugh.
Like in my jaw. It felt like my bottom of my jaw was like being ripped from me. And I remember calling my dad, telling him this while he was at work. And I was like, Dad, I don't know what's going on. Da, 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 da. And I was babysitting my sister, and he was like, oh, well, I'll be off in a little bit. You'll be all right. And we'll, and it was so painful. And then he gets
Oh.
home and I'm telling him, he's like, is it still
That's a
happening? I go,
dad move.
yeah, it hasn't happened in a while. He's like, oh, okay, well, we'll just kind of see how it goes. And then it happened right in front of him. And I, for all intents purposes, looked like I should have been in a wheelchair. Like my hands like went all weird and
Yeah.
and once again, he was like, "Oh fuck, we gotta go," rushed me to the
Hey, that's
hospital, and
hey,
so I've done shit like that too, where it's like,
yeah.
especially being with my EMT background, it's a little more less desensitized now because I've not been doing it long enough anymore. But it's like there's moments where I'm like, "Don't, you all right? Good,
Yeah,
okay,
we can
sure,
walk that off. Yeah.
Hey,
yeah,
you just
yeah,
You're only
reminded me.
kind of
I
sick.
have a classic.
Like, I'm
yeah."
sorry.
I
Right.
well,
Hey,
oh,
that's not that. Look, I got a classic one man show, man. I remember it's like I'm football. I'm like 14. I'm trying to work out. I got the mirror like set up so I can watch myself do push-ups like a home gym. And I hit the mirror to where it fell, glasses like foul slices my armpit. Da, da, da. My dad rushed in there. He looks at the weights. He looks at me, shirt off, fucking sweating in my room. It's hot, music up. He looks and said, "Hot, that's what you get." Bow. And I'm like, and it was just classic. And I'm like, that was a dad move, you know? It was one of those like all
oh
that we said at
man.
once, like, you'll be all right. Like clean it up.
Just walk it off. Just walk it off.
Yeah.
Oh my
Love that man.
god,
Love that
that
man.
is great. Um, have you found yourself uh ever having the conversations with your folks of things that you know they did, whatever that you've noticed that didn't work, or whatever the case is, or now they see you parenting, and Tyler, you mentioned this earlier about like unsolicited compliments, right? So
Mhm.
um and I bring this up just because I had a moment with my dad a while ago that, two moments actually. uh there was an incident with my son being sick. They went to give him medicine that was not really for him, and the line was, "Well, you turned out just fine."
Mhm.
And having conversations with my parents of going like, that's not something we do, and also like forcing somebody to, the kid to go and show forced love, right? But then on the other
Oh yeah.
hand, that same incident, like that happened, and a few days later, I was talking with my dad, and he mentioned something about, and this came out of left field. I wasn't ready for it. It kind of hit hard. Um, but he said to me, "I'm proud of you, and I really wish that I had." He's like, "I love your relationship with your son." He goes, "I wish I had that same type of relationship with you when you were young." And I was like, "Ah,
Mm.
okay." So in 1 week's time, it was like argument with him about, "Don't tell me how to raise my son because how you raised me
uh,
is your default." And then on the other hand, you're turning around going, "Hey, I'm basically jealous of the relationship you have with your son because of the way you do things." And I was, yeah.
Yeah.
and those
Ooh.
those be the those be the little tear jerkers that be like, I appreciate the
Mm.
compliment.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
it
Yeah,
hit me in the
it
chest a
do.
bit. I was like,
It
"Wait,
does,
what?"
it do. Hey, you get that little dry.
Oh.
Thanks, Pop. Yeah.
I got something in my
Yeah, because
throat.
I'm coming
Hey,
off of also
so
being, like, pissed off. I'm like, like, "Don't tell me
yeah,
how to." Oh, I
yeah,
get that, like, I'm not mad at you for how you did things. I don't blame you for any of this stuff, but we now know that
uh,
those types of behaviors are not good for
right,
kids,
Mm.
and
Yeah.
yeah,
it's not that, like, you knew and you still did it. It's just like you did what you thought was right because that's how you were raised, and that's
right.
okay, but now we
Mhm.
know differently, so that
Yeah,
doesn't mean
I like
default.
how you always say, like, parents did they like my parents, like I love my parents, they were great too. Like they did the best they could with the knowledge, especially my parents being young. So like me and my dad kind of always have like a love-hate conversations like those. Like it'd be a aha moment like, oh dad, man, I appreciate you da. And then we get me and my dad's banter, and he'd be like, but when I was trying to teach you at that age, then the conversation to either it'll or we scare off because like there's still like we have our conversations with that is just, unsaid other things, but going to my kid, like now that my son's 20, like I'm at the stage, I'm like I get it now, like certain conversations my dad had, like you didn't want to hear it, you didn't want to listen to it, but I get it why he did it that way. Cause now I'm teaching my son and some of the same mannerisms. I'm like, okay. So now I just gotta say it whether you want to hear it or not, because now it's out there, because it's my job to equip you with the information that you need before you leave the world. So like I feel like it's always gonna be good and bad because you're gonna go through some things and your kid gonna have a spout and it's gonna be human nature. You kind of feel like it came from you and your parent. So your parent talk about it, and the conversation can go some ways or it don't. Or it can be one
Yeah.
of those like, "Ah, I get it, dad. Like, guess what? I did." Or mom, and me and my son approaches, kind of where we had our issue, then we kind of fix it this way, and then like I said, depending on how pops feel, he could take it as like, "I'm proud of you, son," or like, "Well, I did it because da 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 da,"
Mm,
Right.
It was always,
yeah.
so like it'd be those conversations good to have though, because like those are like the how we say it, like you're being better than parent, because that's where you see the moments of where your parent went wrong. So
Mm,
not necessarily the parent or you as a child, like the situation just went wrong.
yeah.
Right.
Well,
Learn
I
like,
mean,
this is where I get my chance to fix it.
well, that's so,
Yep.
if it depends. I find it can kind of depend, probably with dad or parents, but also with me myself. Like, are you gonna find me in a mood where I'm more open and willing to hear feedback,
And then
or am I going
pause.
to be defensive?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
And
that
who
that
it
plays
is,
a
because like,
factor too.
yeah, it's like my wife can say something about like parenting to me, or she's like, "Ooh, you might have been a little rough there." I bet you're right. But like, part of you wants to
Who
fight
are
that.
you?
Like,
Telling me who to say that?
yeah.
Right.
But then like if you really do check yourself and have that moment, so I could see that like, you know, uh
Yeah, I
if
like I
I
get
tried to
that.
have that
Yeah, because
conversation with my dad or any parent, any dad, and like I think the initial uh unless you're like in a conversation like this where we're kind of like, contemplative or whatever, if you feel like it's more of like an attack
An
on your
attack.
character, it's like,
Yeah.
well, I did the best I could with the
Right.
age I was, and I was working a lot, and
mhm.
whatever life was thrown at you that way,
Yeah,
like that can be a
yeah,
hard one, is to
exactly.
actually hear the message for what it is. And I think that's big time.
Yeah,
Probably what you're talking about is like sometimes you have those conversations. It might not go well right
Right.
yeah,
then, but
yeah.
you get separated from that for a while, maybe a week, maybe a month, maybe a couple years, and be like,
Right, because
oh
like I said, it'd be like those
yeah, he had a
unsolved
point.
traumas that y'all still have. Yeah, so
Hmm.
like I said, so like I learned like, okay, sometimes I call pop and I'm like, okay, if I think of something that we haven't resolved, I kind of leave that be because it does seem something like I said at one time, like yeah, dad, remember how me and you got into it? Like me and my dad got an argument, like we kind of it's a staple, we kind of lived on. I'm like, yeah, so me and my son approached it. I did it different, but my delivery kind of he got a little defensive, and I got it was like, ooh, Cortez, now how you know where he was at the state? And
Right.
it's kind of like sometimes it sound like, well, dad, I'm a better dad than you. You're like, that's not what you're trying to come off. But so I
Hmm.
get it, like you said, it depends on like who's receptive, especially if you're listening or what the message you're trying to display while you're doing that banter.
Well, and
Hmm.
it's also being a
Hmm.
part, the awareness, like you said, if you're receptive, if you understand it, and it's like, you can have a brain space of, hey,
Mhm.
I'm open to feedback and hearing things, but if the other person is not, we the three of us have talked about this regular tonality and perception, right? It doesn't matter what we're talking about at any point in time. If your tonality goes way up, your perception is coming across a certain way, it can offend anybody at any point in time. So if the person's not in an open brain space or open to feedback, because really, did they actually address things, those types of things, right? Or did they just go
Mhm.
with the idea of like, I did the best that I could, here we are,
Hmm.
Right.
instead of going, hey, I did the best that I could, and I understand now there are certain things that weren't great,
Mhm.
and I can understand that and I can appreciate that. That's why I said, like, with me, with my son, like, my parents have him and they do a great job with him, and there's been some trials and tribulations with my son because he's not me and he's not my sister, and he acts very differently and he's very emotional at
Mhm.
times, and so, like, this idea of certain things that have been said about how to handle it, it's like,
Every
literally
kid's
gives me the
different, man.
heebie-jeebies, and I'm like, "Oh,
Yeah.
don't
Mm.
do that." Like, and
Yeah.
then, of course, now
Hey,
I'm not gonna be receptive. I'm like, "Motherfucker, don't."
yeah, yeah, on me, and I get it. Me and my parents still have the tip of tech. I'm like, it's my kid. And it doesn't work for everything. So your child, and like I try to take it when they tell me with a grain of salt. 'Cause I know they just want me to do what's best, trying to make sure I
Yeah,
don't make the mistake they made if it was the
yeah,
same mistake.
Mm.
So I get it, but then, like y'all we said in the initial moment, you be like, man,
I mean,
Like,
when you
yeah,
become a parent, you're
this is
always
my
gonna
kid.
forever be a parent. You know, it's like
Yeah,
even
it's
when
forever job.
when they're on their own and doing their own damn thing. I mean,
Mhm.
like you just said, it's parents are still gonna give you parenting advice. It's just now we're gonna be like,
Yeah.
You know,
Hey, look, I'm already knowing it's
I'll
about to
give
be
them
the
my
unwanted
props,
dad
man. They
advice.
haven't done that a lot to me. Like
Yeah.
that's
they've,
good.
they've
And I don't
kind
get
of
it that
let us.
often, but it's every
Yeah,
once in
same.
a while. I think it's like a heated debate. There's sometimes certain things that like my son acts out a certain way and my dad wants to correct it the way that he corrected me or whatever the case is. And I'm
Mm,
like, that doesn't work. And so then I try to tell him how to this is another one of those moments I try to tell him how to handle it with my son. And he goes, well, you do when he's with you, you do it your way. When he's with us, we'll do it our way. And I was like, the hell you will.
Oh, yeah,
mm,
yeah. Ah, Miss,
And then
man, I had a
then just
situation.
like a toddler, he walks away and angry
Yeah.
and gets in the car and drives off.
Yeah, I remember I said that earlier. You're like, "Yep, they get." Nah, man,
mhm.
especially, like, man, like, my parents come to visit or, like, when I was living with my parents and, they can't help it, but they chime in. My mom, it get to the
Yeah.
point, she's like, "I ain't gonna say nothing." A couple days go by, "I ain't gonna tell you how to raise your child." The third is like, "Well, I don't think you should have did it like that." They didn't really mean I'm looking like, "Wait, I thought you
Wait
were
a
gonna be
minute.
in this."
Wait a minute.
Your grandma is too much grandma.
Grandma's going soft,
I'm
guys.
like,
You don't listen to
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, exactly. I'm
her.
like, what? Let me been 5 and did that. So, man,
Yeah.
like I said, so I mean, like, it comes with the like you said, you're still a parent, so like we're still having that journey while they're still teaching us. So like we're still forever learning with our kid. Like some of the stuff me and my dad went to my son's 22, and it's I'm like, now we're at this moment. I can either A handle it this way, or but
Right,
I thank
right.
God that my dad was involved in that. I can think of an option. You know what I'm saying? Because like if pops wasn't there, how would I really handle the situation? Yeah,
Mm,
Right.
yeah.
So
I
I
mean,
kind
you're
of pull
already
myself back because
in the
sometimes,
dark, right? Like,
yeah,
man, everything's kind of
So
a trial and error.
Yeah.
yeah. Hey, shout out to my oldest son. I tell him like, look, son, we grew up with you. You was the one. We was like, okay, that didn't work. Okay, we're not gonna fold that diaper like that. We're not gonna buy that brand.
Yeah. Yeah,
And
okay, 2
that's
plies
kind of
worth
how it
it,
works.
2 plies worth it. That's
Yeah, exactly.
Spend the extra dollar. Okay, spend the extra dollar. That is awesome. That is awesome. Yeah,
Right.
I'm sure my son will hit me up. I mean, he already does with certain things now, but
Mm.
what did he
Oh,
hit me
man,
with
my
the other
daughter,
day?
jeez.
Yeah, they just say you don't expect it at the young age. Like I expect it more from the older ones, but like
Mm.
the young age, like you're not supposed to drop that kind of knowledge on me real fast. And it's like,
Hey, but
Mhm.
that's when it's messed up because that's when you don't notice it yet. There was that I was at that age. He's just about to start hitting you with random. You're like, what? And you gonna be like, you agree to like, yeah, son. I'm like, wait, what?
oh
You
man,
asked for
he
the talking truck with the $600 batteries, and how'd you
yeah,
even know that
no,
exists? You know what I mean?
he's been hitting me with that for years. Like, it'll be something I said, like, oh, hey, we're gonna go do this next weekend or whatever the case is, whatever the thing is, and then I'm like, I'll get busy and I forget.
Oh, they
And then
remember.
he just comes up and he's like, Dad, remember like 2 weeks ago you said this? I'm like, shit.
Mm.
Uh, hey, my kids used to do, man. Hey, they'd get dressed. It'd be like a random Saturday, and everybody's cleaning up, get dressed. I'm like, they're like, yeah, Dad. 2 months ago, you said we can go to Chuck E. Cheese today if we all had our grades. I'm like, what? That's the
Right.
thing you remember. You don't remember clean your room. You don't remember go out, but you remember
Yeah.
at 2 o'clock. I said Chuck E. Cheese on the side. Like, man,
Yep. Yep.
Mm.
like,
I
and
mean,
just to let you know, like they're smart, man. And that's like when they start saying things, you're like, okay, you're really watching me now.
yeah.
Like, there's
Mhm.
things when you're a kid at 4, you can say things. You're like, oh, don't worry about it. He ain't paying attention.
Yeah,
Once they start dropping innuendos,
I had
you're
to
like, damn, they're watching me.
I painted
Mhm.
myself in a corner today, gentlemen. My
Yeah,
son loves Minecraft
what you do?
as we know. Loves
Mhm.
him some Minecraft, and he asked me to have a build battle today, and I graciously said, Calvin, I haven't played Minecraft at all, so I don't know the first thing what I need to do. And I said, but if I learn, then we can play. He's like, cool. So can you learn how to play before I come back next week? And I was like, sure, absolutely. Now that we're having this conversation, I'm like, fuck, I have to play Minecraft sometime this week just to figure this out so that when he comes back, then we'll have a little build off. But yeah, that'll
Mhm.
be interesting. So Anything else you guys want to add to this? We can just go right
And
into the
yeah.
finale.
I'd say let's
Give it
go
a little-
finale. I think if anything, we
Yeah.
should probably revisit this one another
We
day.
can revisit.
'cause
This is one of
it's,
those things that we could be here all
Yeah.
night. So
Yeah,
Exactly.
it's like
but it's a really great
y'all got-
conversation.
It was.
So a couple things, everybody. So I mentioned this last week that we started our Facebook community page, Dad Strong Community. It's going to be an area where we're going to be asking for topics you want to talk about. So find us Dad Strong 253 on Facebook or even the community.
Come check us
And
out.
we can
reach out, man.
add you to that. Also, I'll be posting more into that as we go. We're starting week 4 of the 12-week challenge. If you guys are interested in that as well, you can go to our website is officially live. It's live.
Let's go. Let's go. And shout out to Big Will for putting it in motion. Let's get
it
bro.
took me a minute, but I got it. Damn it.
Tech support over there.
Seriously. IT, a creator, all the shit. Dadstrong253.com
Let's go.
is the website. You can find us there. You can find that's also got all the links for YouTube, Spotify, Apple. So please like and subscribe. Leave us some reviews, give us some comments, and then if you're interested in the coaching, there is a page on there as well to join. Only $400, and you get 12 months. Woo! Almost said it again. 12 weeks of coaching, nutrition help, all that jazz.
Yeah.
But yeah, so please
whoop your
look
ass,
for
but be
those types
kinda
of
nice
things.
about it.
Yeah. Also, I mentioned this as well too, but if you're watching this on the YouTube, you can see I've got some swag on here. I got some sweatshirts. The other two gentlemen I've been slacking. I still have theirs with me, so they'll be having theirs soon. But that store is coming.
The sweater shirts.
Yeah.
Gatekeeping.
But that store will be launching here soon. We're going to come up with some fun sayings and stuff like that, just to promote the biz as well. But we appreciate anything you guys can do and supporting us. All right, so we'll finish it off with some jokes. I'll kick it off. What kind of hair do oceans have?
Oh, no, hold up. Hair, ocean.
Waves.
Close.
Wavy.
Wavy hair.
They 360 spinning over there. I think we should go ahead and knock out some Chuck Norris jokes, man.
Okay.
RP and legend. Yeah, no.
Well,
good switch.
I got one more different
Norris.
joke though. Before we get to the Chuck Norris ones, I got one more different one.
All right.
Let's get it.
If you went to a concert for 45 cents, who would play?
Not 50.
Come on. I don't know.
You guys are gonna be upset on this one.
What is it, brother?
Nothing.
I can't get it. No, I'm drawing. I'm overthinking.
50 Cent and a nickel back.
That's crazy work.
I was like, it's not 50.
But... Yeah, I'll say the same thing.
Anyways. Yes.
All right,
man.
So when Chuck Norris enters the room, he doesn't turn the lights on, he turns the dark off.
They said ghosts tell Chuck Norris stories at a campfire.
Chuck Norris's roundhouse kick is so powerful it can be seen from outer space by the naked eye.
Swift.
Yeah.
Before he forgot a gift for Chuck Norris, Santa Claus was real. I get that. Hey, you ever heard the saying, time waits for no man? Not unless you're Chuck Norris.
Chuck Norris can dribble a bowling ball.
Come on. You see with the orange beards. Who's your
Chuck Norris uses pepper spray to season his meat.
Man.
Oh, that's a-
Mission Impossible was originally set in Chuck Norris's house.
I can say that. And they say if you spell Chuck Norris or Scrabble, you win forever.
Right.
Mhm. Death once had a near Chuck Norris experience.
I get that. Oh, me.
Bigfoot is still hiding because he once saw Chuck Norris walking in the mountains. Oh,
That was a classic, man. R.P. and James. Hey, I'm about to go watch the Bruce Lee film where him and Chuck fought for like 3 minutes in the beginning. And
Oh
we used to
yeah.
argue about that at elementary school, who would be the better fighter. I
Yeah,
mean,
who
that
would've
started
won?
fights at the playground, bro.
Oh, that was
Yeah.
wasn't in the beginning, it's at the end. That's the main fight.
Was it at the end? Yeah.
Yeah, when they like slowly take. Have you seen when they change the music up to that though?
No. But I think oh yeah.
That's
It's just like
Chuck got
put
all
some,
like
like,
hamburger meat. Just
they put
Yeah,
some
he
like R&B
did.
music
He
on,
put
and they're like
spoon
taking
out.
their clothes off.
I
'cause
swear
there's
they
always-
owned that chest hair up.
there's like this stories that like Chuck later came out and said that it was they were friends, and I do believe that. But I think there's some reporting that they didn't like each other at that time, and so when they were
That's what I heard.
choreographing the fight, like they both took some shots, and
Was those some shots? I can see that.
the rumor is that like in the movie, Bruce grabs like Chuck's chest hair and rips it out, and like there's the stories are like, oh, it was a prop.
I said,
and then
no, I've
there's
seen
other
the
people.
clip.
Other people are like, no, that shit actually
When
happened.
he
And
throws
was
it, yeah, when he throws it, yeah.
No,
I
it
seen
happens
It looked
in the
like real
movie.
hair.
No,
it looked like real hair,
happens.
though.
Yeah, it happened in the movie, but people were saying no, that
Yeah.
happened for real, or people were saying no, it was glued on, and I'm like, I don't know.
Oh,
but
no. It
I
looked
mean,
little,
so but I mean, Chuck tells it as like, they he went back to Hong Kong to do movies for a couple of years. Bruce did, and they came back and said, "Hey, I'm filming this movie. I'd love you to be in it." And so, I mean, it doesn't. There's that story, and then even some of Bruce Lee's camps have said stuff. So I don't know, but whatever.
Yeah, you can't tell the 10-year-old me they didn't get him up. We knew for a fact they got him up.
Yeah, well, it's that fight, and then the one with he fought Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, the foot.
Oh, when he snatched him off the Raptor.
Just so long, like size 16 foot to your chest.
Facts, he did. He snatched him off the Raptor. I remember.
Yep. All right, gentlemen. Well, I appreciate it. Any last words for this week's episode?
I mean,
man.
only
Appreciate
that
everybody to come.
Yeah.
Go ahead, brother.
Oh,
Go ahead.
only that the Swiss Army uses Chuck Norris knives, but
I was gonna sneak one in as well. They say legends live forever, but Chuck Norris lives longer.
Right.
Easy with
that. Jesus Christ. I got nothing. So once again, we appreciate you listening in, however you take us in, Spotify, Apple, or YouTube. Once again, please follow, like, and subscribe. If you got questions, feel free to reach out, comment your dad jokes that you got. We'd love to hear them, and your wins and fails. We'd love to listen. Tell them on air. God, I cannot speak. That's how
Come on,
I'm done.
That's why we need your guys' dad jokes. Come on. Say will.
Eventually, this book's going to be emptied, but I got time. So I got time. All right. Well, everybody, thank you again for tuning in. We appreciate it. Cannot say how grateful we are for this. Until next week, we'll see you on the next one.
peace out, everybody.